What's up, y'all? I want to welcome you back to 80 Cooks, and on the menu today is a mackerel video. Easy, simple meal. Appreciate you for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe. Alright guys, what we have in front of us is some olive oil in a skillet, onions, bell pepper, simple. What we have in there, we just want to soften them up. After we soften them up, we're going to go ahead and add us in a little bit of minced garlic. Let's go in with about a teaspoon of minced garlic. And what we want to do is not burn our garlic. So we'll let our garlic cook for about maybe about a minute to about a minute and a half. Onions and bell peppers have softened to our liking. Our garlic is toasted to our liking. So what we're going to do is go ahead and take it out of this skillet, and we're going to get started on our mackerels. Okay guys, with these mackerels, it comes in a can like this. This is the kind that I'm using. And basically what we're looking to do with these mackerels, we want to take the skin off, but we want to take our bone off or our bone out. And you just want to kind of go in. You don't have to necessarily use a knife all the time. They kind of break up, so they're very delicate and the bones are very brittle. We want to remove that. And this is very sloppy and nasty. If some of you like leaving your bones in, you can. It gives it a crunchy taste. I'm indifferent. I like it both ways. But for this video, I'm going to show you not to use your bones and not to keep the bones in. What we're going to do is we're going to take off this little black skin and we'll just rub it a little bit with our knife. That simple, you all. Kind of comes right off. And that's what we'll be doing on this. You just want to take out that big piece of bone. There are pieces of bone that are still in here, like very fine pieces of bones. Those can stay in, but we're just looking to remove that thick piece of bone down the middle of this mackerel. All right, once we have deboned and we removed a lot of the skin off our mackerels. Also, another thing that I failed to tell you all, because I did remove the mackerels out of the can off camera. There's a brine that comes in it. You also want to kind of strain all of that brine or the juice that's in that can off. Just want to make sure you strain that off. We don't want to keep it. You can discard it. First, what we're going to do is go in with a little bit of black pepper. And we're keeping it simple today. We're going to go in with a little bit of onion powder. If you do have garlic powder, you can add that. I did saute garlic as I did with onions, but I just want to use just the onion powder. We're going to go on with regular salt, just plain old salt. We're going to go in with 1 egg without the shell. Let's see if I can do this without the shell, y'all. And it looks like we accomplished our task today without doing that without a shell. We also want to go in with, and this is kind of, you kind of play it by the way you see it. But we're going to first start off with about, hold up, we're jumping ahead, y'all. Let's go ahead and break this up before we do this. You want to take your mackerels and kind of break them up Should have did that first, but there's no biggie if you've already added the egg and the seasonings into it already. Just want to kind of break things down first. And you also can go ahead and add your egg in. There's no right or wrong way to doing this, you all, but all right, once we have that kind of broke up, what we're gonna do is go in with our veggies that we sauteed at the beginning of the video. And this is garlic, onions, and bell peppers. If you have red, you can use red. It definitely makes the color pop out in your mackerels. At this point, we're gonna go in with us a tablespoon of flour, and we're gonna go in with a tablespoon of cornmeal. And what we're looking for this is to kind of make a nice little patty out of these to where they're almost like sausage. And that's the consistency that we're looking for. The egg is going to bind things together as well as the flour, and the cornmeal is going to kind of give it a nice, I don't want to say crunch, but it's going to give it a mealy texture to it, and that's what we're looking for. So we'll continue to stir this up. Also at this point, you want to taste your seasonings and make sure you got your flavors right. This mackerel does come in a brine, so it's kind of salty already, so be light on your salt. But we'll continue to stir up. All right, guys, once we have everything mixed together, our flour, and once you've seasoned everything, what we're gonna do is go ahead and make these into our patties. And I'm just gonna take a tablespoon and just kind of eye it like that. And we just wanna form these into some patties. It depends on your size. Whatever way you want to do them, make them the size that you want to. I'm going to keep them about that size. And this is about it, you all. It's a cheap meal. Salmon is not salmon, but mackerels are kind of high. I mean, this can cost me about $2. But as I say, it feeds a whole family. I mean, you can feed more than 4 people off of this. Just about maybe at 4, I'd say. Just depends on if you got some big guys and, you know, some people that can eat. Pretty self-explanatory, you all, with these patties. They don't have to be the same size when you kind of spooning them. Just kind of get a rough estimate and just kind of throw them in the spoon and patty them up, you all. This is not curing cancer. All right, guys, I'm using the same cast iron skillet that I used to kind of fry my vegetables with, and we're just going to put our patties in there. I do have a little vegetable oil in there. I did not clean the skillet, so you might see a little bit of garlic from when I was sauteing my garlic. That's about it on these guys, baby. You just want to make sure you kind of get a nice brown on them. And we're just going to start with those 3 because if this cast iron skillet is kind of small, and I want to have a little room to flip it and maneuver things around. Real simple, you all. So what we'll do is let these kind of sear or fry in this skillet for maybe like a minute to 2 minutes on each side. Mackerels have been on for about a minute to 2 minutes. Let's go ahead and flip. You do not want to burn them, so just be careful. This is something that you cannot walk away from. I wouldn't walk away from it. Nice brown color, that's what we're looking for. Should be kind of crispy. Continue to let cook. Let's go ahead and remove our mackerels. They've been on this side for about another minute to 2 minutes, or a minute and a half. This does not take long, you all. And you kind of want to put it on a paper towel. Very simple, you all. When I say simple, easy meal, this is that today. No joke. I'm gonna go ahead and let this one brown a little more for me. I think because it was on the other side of the skillet, just gonna let it brown a little more. We're gonna go ahead and add our other 2 patties on. I did not use my whole can on this, in this batch, you all. So what you can do with your mackerels, you can refrigerate them in a Ziploc bag. I would only leave them in there for a day. If you think that you're not gonna cook them any sooner, then I would put them in a Ziploc bag and freeze them. That's what I would do. That's my suggestion. We'll continue to cook these other 2 patties, and we'll cook them at the same time, same temperature, y'all. This is on a medium heat. If you're not using gas, I'm using a gas oven. If you're using electric, then you want to kind of adjust your temperatures, but you just kind of want to let these kind of cook at a nice, decent pace so we can get us a nice brown. We don't want to burn them. Let's go ahead and pull off our last 2 mackerels. And let's go ahead and plate this, y'all. All right, guys, mackerels have been bowled or plated. And what we did was we paired this with rice. That's my favorite thing to pair our mackerels with. You also can squeeze your little lemon on the side or on the top of it, because it is fish. So if you choose to do that, you can. Just easy, simple meal, you all. Takes no time. It's a budget food too. They are kind of expensive. I think I paid like I said, about $2.30 for a can of mine. But just again, an easy, simple meal, you all. I really appreciate you all for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe, and peace.